what we see is a lot of politicians drawing the connections to immigrants and migrants in their conversation about jobs, which I think is absolutely a distraction.
I'm taking care of our own first.
I'm against mass immigration, and I want
to lower the numbers by 50%. % of immigrants here in Canada are on temporary work permits and student work permits.
We are treated like slaves. I start working from 7 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. or sometimes 2 a.m. in the next morning. I was being paid for $300 a week.
Most of us are not rich. Most of us are not from families with a very high economic background. However, we pay more than 3 times the tuition fees.
A lot of the workers are told by their employer. We had a group of Honduran workers who were told specifically by the employer, you're not allowed to go to the doctor unless you're bleeding, you have a broken bone, you're pretty much dying. A lot of these workers come to Canada through a recruiter. They're promised they pay thousands of dollars in fees. A lot of times they even promise them that they will access permanent residency, which is not true. And the problem is that the Canadian government is complicit to this.
A lot of care workers have a hard time asserting their rights because they are afraid that they're going to be deported.
Canada owns mining companies in my country. They took our land, so we become poor.
In Honduras in 2009, Canada supported a political coup, largely to get mining companies from Canada allowed access to Honduras. Due to displacement, war, political destabilization because of that decision, millions of people were on the move. A huge number of people in the migrant caravan that traveled across South America and tried to get access to the United States were denied at the border.
They know which bodies are disposable and which ones will cause, attention on the part of the police and which ones won't, like who will be looked for, who won't. So that's very much part of why Indigenous women and girls are targeted, and when they are murdered, most of those cases go unsolved. People may not know, but there are more children in care now than there were during the residential school era. So, even though we're talking about this, supposedly we're in this time of truth and reconciliation, there hasn't really been a lot of truth-telling about the actual agenda of genocide and how that is actually ongoing in many policies.
The first injured, the first impacted, the first excluded, the first criminalized, the first imprisoned are Black and brown people in my neighborhood. My neighborhood's being gentrified right now, parts of our neighborhood's getting bulldozed. This year when I got to work for 2019, an enormous number of removal orders came onto my desk.
95% of terrorism prosecutions in this country are of Muslims, even though right-wing and white supremacist extremists are responsible for 90% of deaths from ideological violence. Our security agencies focus on harassing and surveilling Muslim university students for doing things like playing paintball, while largely ignoring the right-wing groups that are conducting live-fire paramilitary training exercises.
Just merely 4 or 5 months ago, we saw the Ford government in Ontario strip away labour rights in Ontario, take away a $15 minimum wage, take away equal pay for equal work, scheduling rights, paid sick days, 2 paid sick days. Migrants aren't responsible for the fact that corporations are wanting to find the cheapest labor possible and moving their companies around the world. Migrant workers are not responsible for the oil and gas crisis in Alberta. You know, migrant workers aren't responsible for the fact that CEOs are making more money and making more profit than they've ever before.
If we want any of our issues, any of our concerns to succeed, we need to stop the rise of the right, and we need to stop xenophobia and racism, because that is the strategy by which they want to gain power.
That incredible feeling